Fiasco. Yo, what up? Your boy Wiz Khalifa. 36 Bobby in the building. This is Kings of Leon. Hi, this is Lionel Messi.
Hi, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Hey, what's up? This is JC.
Hello, this is Brendan Boyd from Evangelist.
DJ Carl, the Grandmaster Watch.
This is Steve from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hi, this is Eric Clapton.
Let's sit down. What's up?
This is LL Cool J.
Know me?
So make me tell about the Libertad TV, radio, entertainment, news and sports. Make me tell about the Libertad TV, radio. Yes, I am calling. Yeah, and you're listening to a Libertad TV radio. Don't touch that dial. You touch it, and make it back.
A Libertad TV radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. A Libertad TV radio. The pathfinder for radio. A Libertad TV radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen.
It's showtime! All right, guys, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Libertad TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. As you're gonna, you love to call me the Libertad One of Sports. It's a good time to be alive. I always say, yeah, there's never a better time to be alive when you're alive and healthy. Okay, it's Monday morning, but I feel a little bit blues or a little bit. I'm not under the weather, but because I'm coming back from under the weather, I still feel a little bit slow. I feel like a little bit not in my hyperactive and jiggy mood. It's a Monday. I'm not supposed to be super hyperactive, but hey, like Extrovert Mendez says, let the show begin. So let's keep the show on the road. Whether I'm jiggy or not, I'm going to fire down and I'm going to get up and running and get the show started. You know how it is to join the show. You're streaming on Instagram, then you can put in your message there, join in on the conversation. Tell us what you think about all of the events that went down over the weekend. Aouar was on the score sheet. Lukman was on the score sheet, came off the bench to come and score for Atlanta. And Paul Onuachu is back, from injury. David Alaba has gone from being a defender to scoring. Last Wednesday, scored for Real Madrid in the European Super Cup. Yesterday again, from a losing position to Almeria. I guess who was playing for Almeria? You already know him, Sadiq Umar. He had a good game against a big team like Real Madrid. Yeah, they lost the game eventually, but then David Alaba scored the winning goal in the 80-ish minutes. Okay, and then guess who scored the other goal again? Equalizer. It was Karim Benzema. Yeah, very good pass from Lucas, and then the rest is history. They went on to win the game. Carlo Ancelotti have also said that by the end of his contract with Real Madrid, that is, if he gets to the end of the contract, he's not going to be a coach again. He's going to go play Don Carlos, sit at home, smoke cigar, drink wine, cook a pasta, lasagna, have some fun with family. He's done with his job. He's won 5 Champions League as a coach and also won it as a player. What else do you need? The coach that started coaching when Sandolisa went to Juventus, remember? That was his first time. Okay. One of those things that you just look at and you say, wow, this man has come this far and he's turned out to be a great coach. Well, he's coached almost everybody. He's coached players that are not coaches. Remember, he was the coach of Alessandro Del Piero, Zinedine Zidane, Antonio Conte, a whole lot of these guys. And then they are coaches also winning titles. It's about time that he goes and joins people like Marcello Lippi, Alberto Zaccaroni, Arrigo Sacchi, Don Fabio Capello, and so on and so forth. He needs to go sit backstage and be looking at the young ones coming up. That's what he wants to do. Aouar became the first Nottingham Forest player to score a Premier League goal after the last goal was scored in a 1-0 win over Leicester City in the 1999 season, 23 years ago. And he scored a goal to give them a victory over West Ham. Now, West Ham, who happens to be a team that was in the semi-finals of the Europa or the Conference Cup last season, and also went all the way, almost made it to the top. Now they can't even find the strength and the nerve and the verve to win games again. They lost their game to Nottingham Forest. I'm not saying Nottingham Forest is the backside, but if you look at what West Ham did last season, you would expect them to build on it. And that's the reason why I always talk about these smaller teams going out to represent England, because at the end of the day, they turn out to be embarrassment. Now, they have lost 2 straight games. Well, That's how Arsenal lost 2 straight games last season, but they still ended the season in 5th. They actually lost their first 3 games. So maybe West Ham and Manchester United are trying to go the Arsenal way and prove that what Arsenal can do, they can do better. They can lose their first 2 or 3 games and go on to make it to the very top. Well, how's the FPL doing? Let's FPL to the conversation. I'm in the FPL now. This is my first season in the FPL. I'm in a league of 19 teams, and I'm not the best team in the league. I'm not comfortable where I am. If you know me, I compete to win. I don't compete to just be there and just manage it. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. So it's going to be crazy, but I'm in 3rd position on the league so far, and the team's at the top. Emperor, I'm coming for you, Emperor. Okay, my team is Geramax FC. Yeah, that's the team I coach. So I thought if I'm going to the FPL, that's the name I should put it. And I'm in the 3rd position on the league with 129 points. I'm not comfortable with that. I want to be in top position and maintain that to the end of the season. That's the kind of guy that I want to be. And then I also want to win overall #1 in the world. That's the kind of place I want to see myself. If I'm not there, then I'm not comfortable. I know that I'm going to sell a few players, but there's one player that will be with me from the start of the season to the end of the season. That's Taiwo Awoniyi. I don't care. Yes, I just love him that much, and I'm going to keep him in my FPL. If that's the one that will make me not to win anything, well, I don't mind. I just want to keep him in my FPL because I noticed that not too many people signed him, so I want to give him a point. You know, he's my Nigerian brother. I'm going to give him that one, and then see how the other ones go as we progress. Having said that, I want to know, how did your weekend go? What team did you support? Did your team win? Did your team draw? And why are Chelsea fans all making noise about the draw at home? I thought that Chelsea lost that game themselves. And putting the blame on, what's the name of the referee, Anthony Taylor? Yeah, putting the blame on Anthony Taylor is just, it's a Nigerian thing. It's an African thing, or probably a Nigerian thing because we live in Nigeria. Nigerians are not responsible for anything. Nigerians have 2 people that are responsible for everything. If it goes well, it is God. If it goes bad, it's the devil. So there is never a Nigerian, very, very few. There's never a Nigerian. People say that Nigeria's problem is corruption. I've always said that Nigeria's problem is irresponsible. We are not responsible people. We are all a bunch of irresponsible people. The day Nigerians begin to take responsibility for themselves, you say a Nigerian man wants to do something, say, I want to ask my father first. I want to ask my pastor first. What is wrong with you? You talk to your wife will say, let me go and ask my daddy in the Lord. Let's pray. Are you well? We get visas, we go to church and get Thanksgiving. How does getting a visa make you go get Thanksgiving? Are you normal? There are procedures to get a visa. Even if you like, be an Ifa priest, be a juju, be a kidnapper. If you get those paperwork proper, you will get a visa. I don't know why we're going to just to go do Thanksgiving. That's a crazy one. But anyway, it is Nigerians, and you know only Nigerians can do those kind of things. Well, let's not forget that there's still Monday Night Football. Since we didn't have Friday Night Football, they shifted it. We have Monday Night Football. Nigerian girls, yes, the under 20 girls. I was with them in Abuja at their Syrup Hotel Legacy. You know, Syrup Legacy Hotel in Wuye. I was with them on the day they were going to Benin to go play their final game to qualify and all that. I was with them, and I remember talking to them, and it's like, yeah, things are rough, but we're just going there to go make a name for ourselves. We're going there to go give these girls a chance to be the next Rashida Tajibade, the next Asisa Toshwala, and all we can do is keep on pushing. Okay, this job is a thankless job. That's what they say. This job is a thankless job. Nobody cares whether you're doing well or you're not doing well. All you just need to do is give it your all. And I think that the coaches are really living up to the promise that they make, that they will give their all, because at least they won their first game against France 1-0. Early this morning, they won again. 83rd minute goal scored. Okay, and that's all she wrote. More than she wrote, right? That's all she wrote. As Esther Onyenezide, yeah, I hope I pronounced that name well. Esther Onyenezide received a pass from a teammate who slaughtered them. It's just, reminiscence of the first game that they played where, last minute a pass came in, a true pass came in, and there was no stopping. That move was beautiful, was lovely, was amazing. There was no stopping, okay? That pass, Okuchukwu gave the pass again, and Esther was there to minutes. And just got to go against South Korea, and automatically Nigeria are in the quarterfinals. Yeah, this team, remember, they didn't travel with the full complement of the backroom staff. The media officer is not there. They call him my prince, and a few other people are not there. Robson, if this psychologist is not there, there's a whole lot of people that didn't make it to the team. The team coordinator, the lady, I've forgotten her name now, is also not there. But it reminds me of the 2016 Olympic team in Rio. Went to Rio, Samson Siasia and his boys against all odds, and they made it all the way to the semi-finals and came back home with a bronze. That bronze is a diamond bronze, not even a golden bronze. And that's exactly what these girls are doing, making Nigeria proud. I think it's the year where the women takes care of Nigerians. Why don't we even have a female presidential candidate? Maybe, just maybe, a woman will become president and do better. Maybe because in athletics, the women are doing well. In every sport right now, the women are doing well. Let's give a woman a chance to be the president of Nigeria. I don't know what's going to happen anyway. Maybe she'll buy some expensive bras and expensive pants and expensive Louis Vuitton and I don't know what. I don't know, but let's just give them a try and see what comes out of it. Well, for those of you who don't know, let's not forget that yesterday Taiwan scores Nottingham Forest goal against West Ham at home, and they won that game. Chelsea also played the 2-2 draw with Tottenham Hotspur in a London derby that was feisty, that ended the two coaches being red carded. So their next game, those two coaches will not be available. But they all started on Saturday, 12:30, where Aston Villa were good enough to hold off last-minute resurgence of Everton. Everton played for 80 minutes without thinking that they needed to. All of a sudden, they woke up and they wanted to win, but it was too late. I thought that the coach also, Frank Lampard, made poor selection. I'm not surprised anyway. I've always told you on this channel that English coaches are not good enough and I don't have confidence in them. But then there's another English coach that won that game, Aston Villa's Steven Gerrard. And Arsenal were good value for money. Entertainment, goals, beauty, class, quality. And Leicester City, my only sad point is Leicester City didn't play enough to score a goal, but somehow off Jamie Vardy's ball, Saliba scored an own goal, and then Madison, who's been very, very poor, insipid, slow, like a Dacica all afternoon, scored a goal out of nothing. That Arsenal, well, I mean, Gabriel Jesus scored 2 and created 2. The last time Arsenal have a player that scored 2 and created 2. Beautiful to see how that went in. Arsenal won 2, scored 4. It wasn't a weekend of many teams scoring, but it was a weekend of plenty of goals. There was abundance of goals. 6 goals in the Arsenal game, 3 goals in the Aston Villa Everton game, and then there was 4 goals in the Manchester City game. They scored 6 now, considered nil. That's how you know a top quality side. And I was thinking that Liverpool were going to be the team that would, run at everybody, and Man City was going to start slow. But just like Pep Guardiola said, you cannot win the season because it's 2 seasons in one. That's the way it's season. You cannot win the season in the first half before the World Cup, but you definitely can lose the title in the first half of the season. And he's making sure it doesn't fall into that pit, that suction pit that makes you lose the title in the first half of the season. And I guess he's doing well. Arsenal will be in their trail as good as they can until the tough games begin to show. But until then, if you're an Arsenal fan, you should be rejoicing, you should be excited. One question I want to ask the Arsenal fans, do you think that, from what you saw from Yuri Tielemans, do you think that Arsenal needs Yuri Tielemans? My own answer, I'm going to give it on the course of the show, but I need you to tell me what you think. You think that they need it? And what do you think of Lingard's performance and Taiwo Awoniyi's performance? Give me your take on that one as well. And then we're going to talk about FC Barcelona. I think I saw enough to convince me that Barcelona will challenge for the title at the end of this season. But they should guard against injury in the position of Sergio Busquets. They don't have a replacement for Sergio Busquets. And Sergio Busquets have also proven to me that 3 seasons ago I said it was finished. I was wrong. So I'm going to come back and apologize to the man. So I can call him a young man. I'm older than him, right? I'm going to apologize to the young man that I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wrote you off because what I saw against Rayo Vallecano, that's some good football. That's some quality, even hitting a shot that ran for 60 miles an hour. That was beautiful. As far as I'm concerned, even though he got a late red card, I think that Sergio Busquets still got some stuff in the tank to throw in the season. I do believe that Barcelona, even though they drew their game, Barcelona are in for the shindig. They are in for a fight for a title push this season. And I got my brother in-house. He's been around with his lovely wife and son. I've got him in-house, but I'm not going to bring him on today. But tomorrow definitely is going to be part of the show. Yeah, we're going to have him on the video, at the recorded show. You would see him when the videos are edited. But he's a diehard Chelsea fan. I'm straining myself to ask him, I'm a Chelsea fan. Well, he used to be an Arsenal fan. This guy, this kid brother of mine used to be an Arsenal fan. Lovely Arsenal fan. He used to be a fantastic fullback too, right fullback. But then Life happens, all of us. Life happens to all of us. We all love football, but life happens to all of us. Talking about Manchester City, 4 goals against Bournemouth, and unfortunately, the only thing that White Lukaku could do was an assist. He did score, and also made it impossible for my FPL point to rise. Those people that are above us, I wonder what they're doing. Well, last time Gundogan was required to make the support play, the assist play for Haaland, but this time around, Haaland was the one who provided for Ike Gundogan. Remember, scored those last 2 goals against Aston Villa that gave them the title last season. Kevin De Bruyne took the ball from the middle, ran through everyone after a pass from Phil Foden and scored the 2nd goal. And on the 3rd goal, it was Kevin De Bruyne's turn to say, "Thank you, brother, for what you've done. I'm going to give you back," and it was the one that fell in. And then the 4th goal, no credit to anybody, as it turned out to be an own goal by Neymar. Okay, that's how that game ended at the Etihad. Etihad is a place where if you go with trepidation. You go with fear and trembling. Guard your salvation with fear and trembling. Well, in this game, this next game was a very sweet, exciting, and beautiful one for me. Because there is a Nigerian interest. You know what I always say about having a Nigerian interest in the game? It automatically becomes an important thing. Leeds United, in a space of 14 minutes, okay? 46th and 60th minute, Rodrigo scored 2 goals, okay, of the pass from Harrison and Struchke, okay? But at the end of the day, Southampton were not going to have fall down and die. It started with Joe Aribo in the 72nd minute, where he made it 2-1, and then in the 81st minute, okay, it was Kyle Walker-Peters who made it 2-2. But then that Aribo's goal was a chunk out of Okocha's goal against Olivier Kahn. Not really in that mode, but the goalkeeper was on the floor. He was on the ground, bowing down and worshiping, and then Aribo steadied himself to score. Now, one of the things you credit Aribo for is his arrival at the box. You almost think he's a second striker, but then he's a midfielder. If he continues to play like this against teams like that, okay, when we saw him play against Tottenham Hotspur and he wasn't really that good, there was not a problem in it, because you know how powerful, how intense Tottenham can be. Go and ask Chelsea, they will tell you. But I mean, seeing him play against Leeds United and the way he played was very, very fantastic. Kudos to him, and good that he added a goal to it. So the Nigerians are opening their goal scoring. Yes, Lookman has scored for Atlanta. Joe Aribo has scored for Southampton. Taiwo Awoniyi has scored, but Taiwo Awoniyi have like the best goal because he scored the only goal that brought about the winning in that game, and that's something to be excited about. Well, Brentford, I think it will be crown of the season or the crown of the weekend, and the biggest win of the weekend. Yes, 4 goals, the same 4 goals that Man City scored, but you expected Man City to score 4 goals against Bournemouth. But then, Bournemouth could not burn their mouth. But when Brentford at home beat Arsenal 2-0 at the beginning of last season, they said that, who is Brentford to beat Arsenal? Arsenal is cheeky, no excuse, even though they don't have their first player. But when you have Cristiano Ronaldo on your team from the start, and you have all the players, Bruno Fernandes, you have everybody, Paul Pogba, who is toxic, is gone, and this team just can't win. In the 35th minute, this game was over. This is the first time in my history of following football since 1986 that I saw a game, a 90 minutes game, ended in the 35th minute. Yeah, at 35th minute, it was over. David Gea was culpable for the first goal, was shambolic. The rest of the team was horrible. Manchester United didn't get a corner all through the first half. Tell you how bad it was. All the goal attempt was coming from Brentford. Brentford was just in another level. Second half, they just came in for cruise control. They were coasting. They didn't need to break too much sweat. They were already preparing, using the second half to play a friendly game in preparation for their next league match. That was crazy. Manchester United were just not on the races at all. Well, in France, this is where, one major talking point is coming out from. In France, Monaco played Rennes 1-1. I'm not surprised about Monaco anyway, but Paris St-Germain won 5-2. You would have thought, okay, 10 goals in 2 games, 2 goals considered. Paris St-Germain are flying high. Everybody, the stories coming out of Paris should be, they are excited, they are happy, hip, hip, hooray. Everybody's on the top. But no, that's not the truth. The real matter is the fact that somewhere along the line, there was a move going on. Messi was on the right-hand side, and Mbappe was on the left-hand side. It was breezing through 72 miles per hour. I was running, expecting a true ball, and then it would run over the defender. But that didn't happen, and then he stopped. But I think that he was wrong. And then we hear of scuffles and ruffles in the dressing room. I always say that I hardly believe those things, but you can't help it. And then news start coming out of Paris that, oh, the reason why Neymar and Mbappe are having issues right now is the fact that Mbappe, who was given the kind of power that people like LeBron James have in the dressing room and in the club, went into the board and said, trade. Okay, let me use the football word now, not trade. Trade is the basketball word. Transfer Neymar out of this club. How dare you say that? How dare you say that Neymar should be transferred out of the club? Who the hell is Mbappe? Who the hell doesn't think he is? What sort of rubbish is that? First off, no matter what Mbappe has won, no matter what football Mbappe plays, Mbappe still cannot lace the boots of Neymar. So how dare you say they should trade Neymar? Before you came to Paris Saint-Germain, who the hell were you? Before Neymar came to Paris Saint-Germain, he was the Don. So you do not have any right to say that should happen. So there's a divided dressing room again, something that has nothing to do with the coach. That coach, Christian Galta, will not have to deal with that on his own, apart from trying to manage all of these stars, Messi, Neymar, Sergio Ramos, and everybody. And that drama is crazy. Guess what? Small boy Mbappe, that's what happens when you give a little boy titles, that the powers that they don't deserve. And that's exactly what's happening in Paris Saint-Germain. Let's just hope that it spoils them, because sometimes, let's be very, very honest here, there are feuds in teams, and feuds sometimes can make a team do better. Okay, Dennis Beckham and David Seaman did not talk to each other for 10 years, but they played together. It's not news. Dennis Rodman has his own feud with everybody in the NBA when he was playing for Chicago Bulls. That's not a problem. Everybody have this feud that they have, okay? But at the end of the day, if you can make it so combusting that it drives your team to success, nobody gives a damn about anything that happens out of the field. But if that field begins to divide the team, derail the team, I think that's going to be a problem. But this is my prognosis, my diagnosis, my prescription. Right now, let me tell you what I think. In a battle between Mbappe and Neymar, in this current Paris Saint-Germain team, Neymar is going to win. Neymar is going to win because there's a Lionel Messi there is Neymar there. That's one. There is also the Sergio Ramos politics. Now, listen, whether you like it or not, Sergio Ramos, I've seen Sergio Ramos always put the team ahead of the individual. There was serious rivalry between Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué. But when they go to the Spanish national team, Sergio Ramos take up that coat of that rivalry between the Clasico rivalry, and he played with Gerard Piqué in such a way that the victory of Spain is more important than any other thing. And I think that in a battle of 2-1, Mbappe, small boy, you're in trouble. Well, let's watch and see if the powers given to him by the powers that be at Paris Saint-Germain would be to destroy the team. Because I think that Neymar will pull more numbers. First, we all know that Mbappe and his parents are pretty cocky, arrogant, and you now add the French attitude to it, you know that's terrible. So Mbappe might lose some of the assists that makes him great. Don't forget, Mbappe hardly passes to people. So if the supply begins to cut, go and ask Rashidi Yekini in his grave what it means to lose your supply. You can go from the top goal scorer to be a no-goal scorer. So it's got to be very, very careful. Ask Alexis Sanchez what happened at Manchester United. It's got to be very, very careful not to go from being a great player, and I don't think that Madrid will want to sign him anymore. So, you see, and I don't think that Man City will want a player with that kind of attitude. Pep Guardiola doesn't coach those kind of players. So, there's a whole lot going for Mbappe that is on the negative side rather than on the positive side, because people don't want to see you as a guy who is power crazy and who might not be able to deliver. Think about all of these things as you are typing and pressing up on your conversation, all the things you want to talk about. But then in the German Bundesliga, Augsburg defeated Bayern Leverkusen. Is this the season where Bayern Leverkusen goes from almost getting to the top to practically struggling? Last time out, they lost to Borussia Dortmund 1-0. Now they lost to Augsburg at home by 2-1. Hertha Berlin and Eintracht Frankfurt coming off losing to Real Madrid midweek. Eintracht Frankfurt could not win this one. They ended the game 1-1. And Hoffenheim, who love to score a lot of goals, like Atalanta, won their game 3-2 against Bochum's former club of Sonolise. RB Leipzig, I was surprised even though they picked up a red card. Yes, what's his name now? Timo Werner is back scoring, but they end up that game 2-2 against FC. I thought they should have won this one. Werder Bremen played also 2-2 against Stuttgart. This is the weekend where every goal every team scored, every game was over 1.5 at the least. All of the game but one was over 2.5. And Schalke 04 played against Borussia Mönchengladbach, the club with the longest name. and it ended 2-2. AC Milan were good for their title defense begin as they won at home 4-2 against Udinese, Sampdoria, and Atlanta. It was Atlanta, the over 2.5 goals expert that won their game 2 goals to nothing, but they couldn't get the third goal to make it over 2.5. Well, Lecce were almost going to get a draw against Inter Milan. Lukaku's opened the scoring already. Okay, so he's running up there. Chelsea, the guy that you rejected, will he become the chief cornerstone? I don't know, but time will tell. Inter Milan won away from home 2-1 against Lecce. And Monza, the club owned by former owner of AC Milan that just got promoted last season, are back in the league. But unfortunately, Torino says when a new foul come into a new city, it stands with one leg. Don't be too fast, okay? Don't run faster than your shadow. If you run before the gun, you'll be caught by the bullet. And it ended 2-1 in favor of Torino. In the Netherlands, it was PSV 5, Go Ahead Eagles 2, and FC Calabar people, FCMM, played 1-1 with Warwick, and Utrecht and Camboy was 0-0. Feyenoord and Heerenveen, I didn't expect that, but it ended 0-0. In Spain, that's the place where I want us to look at Barcelona. What do you think of this Barcelona team? Barcelona currently have more strikers than any other team on the planet. They've got Ansu Fati, they've got Dembele, they've got Ferran Torres, they've got Aubameyang, they've got Lewandowski. They still have Memphis Depay, who might be going to Juventus. They've got all these players, and they've got Babatunde Braithwaite, low-budget Chris Brown on their team as well. All of these guys are forward players. Do you think that Barcelona, this is a season where Xavi shows that he is not baby Pep, but he's Xavi, a man of his own? What do you think of that team? Tell me what you think. I want to know. Where? On the comment section on YouTube, on the comment section on Twitter, on Twitter, you can tweet at me. Elevator One Sports. Yes, so that man, tell me what you think, or probably Elevator TV Radio on Twitter. Tell me what you think of this guy. Don't forget that you can send your message as well on WhatsApp 07025000069. Let me take some WhatsApp messages. Oye Omaba was the first person to send his message this morning. Yeah, good morning. I said, what do you mean by Chelsea lose their game by themselves? I know they missed a couple of team does. Are you saying that dragging of it's not a foul? Well, I didn't say that if that's what you. Well, because for me, the corner Spurs score from is not a foul. The corner is not a foul. The corner was not supposed to be foul. The corner is supposed to be. Okay, so they were caused by the referees that were bad. Chelsea created enough chance to have won this game long time ago for Spurs not to even have the spirit to fight back into that game. You're playing Spurs for crying out loud. This is a London derby, whether you like it or not. You've got to take your chances. I think that the spirit of Raheem Sterling at Liverpool is back. He's keeping the ball too much. He's hugging the ball too much. He's feeling like he's a superstar. He's feeling like he's the new Eden Hazard, who is not. So that's a problem as far as I'm concerned. Now, the second goal that Chelsea scored, whether you like it or not, Koulibaly fouled the Spurs player before he collected it, he pitched the ball from him and passed the ball. So that's, for me, as far as I'm concerned, that's also a foul that was not called. And Spurs could cry about that one, but they choose not to cry. So Chelsea fans, I know that you guys are more, you guys are the loudest, you guys are used to making us come on. When you have a lot of Okada riders as your fans, you guys are used to making a lot of noise. But let's call a spade a spade. You created enough chances to have won that game long ago. You could have scored 5 goals, you did score. That's a problem. Clipping on Harvard is a foul, it wasn't called. I agree to you. Pulling of Cucurella's hair is even not justified, a red card or a penalty, it wasn't called. I agree with you. But then, Jorginho trying to play clever in the 18-yard box, and that led to that equalizer, was the stupidest thing you should have been talking about. You guys are not complaining about that. You guys are not dragging your player about that. Then shut up and not talk about the referee, because you cannot be having selective amnesia in a 90 minutes game. You want to analyze everything. That's the way I was taught. You want to analyze everything, put everything on a tray, on a very flat pedestal, and say, look, let's pick everything on their individual merit. You can't pick and choose the one that suits your narrative, and you expect me as an analyst to agree with you. No, that's not going to work. Okay? Is that a foul of Cucurella? Is a foul, penalty, and a red card? I agree. Penalty shouldn't have happened. That equalizer shouldn't have come. But then there's a whole lot that you can pick in that game that you guys are not picking. And the very moment you're not picking it, my job is to play the devil's advocate and remind you of the ones that you're not picking. Because you're not picking that one, it makes your own argument void. So in a court of law, for instance, if you tell 9 truths and you tell 1 lie, you would be vilified. You will be judged against the 1 lie that you tell. So when you bring your case, don't bring your case with the side that favors you and ignore the other side. That's my point about it. I still insist. Chelsea lost the game by themselves, or probably drew the game by themselves because it was 2-2. That clever play that inside your box that Jorginho was trying to do, that was something. Boot the ball away, and you have the chance to boot the ball away. Boot the ball away. Play locally and win than trying to play like you are Zinedine Zidane or you are Andre Pirlo. That's a problem. If you cannot see that, then you have no right complaining about the other things that happen in the game. That's my position on that matter. Let's move past that and go to the one from Mr. Paul Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Paul Obi said, good morning, Mr. Dafe. I thank you very much for seeing what I saw in FC Barcelona. They will do well this season, but a lot of work needs to be done. Everything needs a lot of work to be done anyway, so let's not get over ourselves. Okay, there is Shaun Fumi from OP. He said, good morning, bro. I disagree with you. You're a Chelsea fan. Chelsea fans always disagree with people. I mean, you know how many years I got you people disagree with me in Brilla. You guys almost even tried to fight me some time ago, but you guys were not good enough. Okay, I disagree with you on your opinion about the game. Just because Chelsea failed to take their chances in the game, that is not a good reason for Anthony Taylor to look away on Cristiano Romero's incident. He didn't look away. VAR didn't check it. That's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do. You can cry over that, but the way, if a coach, I'm a coach, if a coach is going to analyze that game in the dressing room, when he brings the clip, he's going to show his players all of the faults that they make. It's not good because see, in football, you don't control what the ref will do. Everybody says that. If you've ever been to a coaching school, if you've ever been within a football space, my brother will tell you here, we used to have this one. They say, play against the referee, play against the fans, play against the pitch. That's how you play football. Anybody who's played basic elementary football will tell you that. So expecting that the referees will do you a favor is you thinking that you're so powerful, you're so influential. That's bringing the Alex Ferguson theory to football. Play against the referee. Play like the referee is going to be against you. Do you know why players started shooting ball from outside the 18? Because most time when you want to play that through ball into the 18, the referee will manufacture an offside out of nowhere. So they say, hit the ball from afar before anybody take them by surprise. Just take them by surprise and score your goal. That's the reason why that happens. So every time you go to play a game, the referee is not there to do you a favor. Asking the referee to do you a favor. It's like driving on Nigerian road and then saying that you trust that there will not be bump or gallop on the road, man. Damn, that's childish. Come on. This is football. I've been in the system long enough that your argument, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, that's not the issue. Every team will get their fair share of good officiating that favors them and their fair share of bad officiating that goes against them. But when you go into that field, the coaching that you're coached, the training, the preparation that you get is take your chances, create your chances, and be disciplined when you're defending. One of the problems why Arsenal suffered for a lot of years was about how poor we defended. Not necessarily because we were not scoring goals. Arsenal sometimes end the season among the top 5 highest goal scoring team. But you know what? They could not defend to save their life. That's the reason why Arsenal suffered. Last season, Arsenal ended in 5th because in stretches of game, they defended very well. Those goals that they were considered from corner kick, dead ball situation, they didn't consider. But then again, in a stretch of 3 games against Crystal Palace, Brighton and Hove and one other team, they just couldn't win those games. That's why they didn't make the top 4. So you've got to take responsibility for yourself. Stop acting like a typical Nigerian who think that the blame must be somebody said. Did Anthony Taylor do well in that game? No, he had a bad game. But he didn't have a bad game only for Chelsea. He also had a bad game for Tottenham Hotspur. He didn't manage the game properly. Chelsea still could have won that game. That's my position. You can argue from now till tomorrow, argue with your keeper. That's your business, man. But the truth of the matter is, I'm going to stand my ground on this one and put the gavel on the table and say, case closed. Okay, you have no case to argue against Anthony Taylor. Okay, Dangerous, he said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Let's keep the greetings. Let's talk about the things that we want to talk about on the show today. He said, I said, Baba, you smooth this morning. Thank you very much. Extrovert Mendel. He said, I have time. I want you to, man, justified it over the weekend. I'm keeping him. I'm still going to keep him for a while on my team. I'm sure I'm going to keep him to the end of the season. It's going to be hard for me to sell him. That's just me making up his FPL points. If that's the only way I can boost my Nigerian brother, I would. I would have also picked, what's he called, Joe Aribo, but I don't want to have too many Nigerians on my team. I also want to be a winner. I want to be up on the league. So if I give you one Nigeria a chance, somebody else should pick that one as their own pick. Mr. Smiley says, good morning, Elegbate. They say if you don't cry, you laugh. Okay, that's true. So I agree with you on that one as well. one team was to kill a man. Okay, and then he went on to say, this Man United matter, these players don't know the basics of football again. Somebody has got to teach them, or you flush the team systematically. Do what Arteta did at Arsenal. When Arteta came into Arsenal, he identified the players that are going to be problem, and he gradually started letting them go. People said, oh, why didn't he keep Guendouzi? Why didn't he keep Lucas Torreira? Why didn't he keep Ozil? Why didn't he keep... Look, within a short while, almost every player that he met are all going. The ones that still have a fight in them, like Granit Xhaka, who, even though they have village people problem, but most of the players that he met are all gone, and he's building his own team who are going to be committed and loyal and dedicated to him, and he's giving them the playing time that they deserve. That's something that a smart coach should do. The coaches at Manchester United over a period of time have kept too many old players who are troublemakers. They come out to say these guys are troublemakers, but they can't even let them go. So before you know, you bring in new players, they influence those new players and make them as bad as they can. It's the frog in the box mentality, or the monkey in the drum mentality. Okay, and it says it's not even about tactics or coach when it comes to this Brentford loss. Okay, I stay up for that match. I didn't regret it. Okay, talking about the Falconets game. Thank you very much for staying up and watching our young girls. Okay, Mr. Smiley says Busquets is a baller. Backup midfield is something else. Composure everywhere. Mr. Smiley says not be Fred, Bruno, Tomley. Dangerous. He say Tielemans had a bad game, but he will still be a squad player in Arsenal. If you ask me, I will say wait till the end of the season. Why spend 25 to 30 million on a player whose contract is going to end? Go and speak to his agent. Don't speak to the player. Speak to his agent and tell them that we will take him for free at the end of the season, and we'll give him a good bonus, a £10 million bonus. Good. So if you feel like, okay, you're signing the player for 10 million, if you give him 10 million bonus, that'll be good. After all, he's just coming to be a squad player, not really going to be like a Shaka Zulu kind of player. And I mean, if you're signing him as a cover for the World Cup, he's going to go to the World Cup with the Belgian team just the same way Thomas Partey is going to go to the World Cup. So there's no big deal. For me, I say look for players from Italy who is a defensive midfielder. They're not going to the World Cup. Make a smart move about that one, and you see how it goes eventually. Make a smart move. Pick a player from Italy that is an Italian national team player that can play in defensive midfield position. It will help your team. That's my thought about it anyway. But at the end of the season, you cannot bring him in to come and become your squad member. Mr. Vicky, Sir Vicky says all Man City players are scorers. Yeah, that's true. That's a very good one. But I want Erling Haaland to be scoring goals. Whether all players are scorers, they should be scoring goals. Oh yeah, but C707, he said greetings, good choose. Join us. I saw you on Nigeria Info. It was a beautiful video they made for you there. Mosta says good morning, sir. The greatest. Let's have a conversation, man. Mr. Smiley, he said the team is really strong, but how same time would be interesting. What team are you talking about? All over, it will make each of them step up their game. Who are you talking about? I need to know who you're talking about. Okay, Mr. Smiley said okay, he's talking about Barcelona. Lewandowski might just be the only one with a starting shirt. I agree with you on that one as well. He said, with a useless backup team, spoil my ticket. No, because they spoil your ticket does not make them useless. They're a very, very good team. That's the team to watch in Spain this season. They are just too many studded players in the team, which will be that's not going to be their undoing. The Galacticos was not undoing to Madrid. When you look at that team, to put a star-studded team together and still be able to, they didn't lose the game because they were bad. They didn't lose the game because they didn't draw the game, because they were bad or selfish or because they were not playing for each other. They are a star-studded team that was still playing for each other. The transition from defense to midfield and midfield to attack was precise, concise, and beautiful. And that's all you want in your team. So I don't think it's bad. Esteban Mendes said that team is scary. At least a trophy should be a benchmark. Anything else, anything aside that is a failure. I agree with you completely. I'm one of the people who always give coaches a chance, but I think that a trophy, asking for a trophy from this team is not a bad one. Not the Copa del Rey anyway, but a trophy, a major trophy, is within their reach. Okay, Christian and Moises says, good morning, boss. Good morning. What do you make of Nottingham Forest recruitment? The players are about to complete their 16th signing of the season. Is that not going to be difficult for the coach? to integrate them. But I saw them play against West Ham, and it does look to me for a team that have a lot of new players that the coach knows what he's doing. Steve Cooper that's his name. Cooper seems to know what he's doing, and he's doing a good job at it. It's not going to be a problem. What they are preparing for, one, the club is up for sale. The owner, you saw the owner doing signs of the cross, wearing jalabia, is up for sale. He wants to make profit from the club. So he also wants to put a squad that will put the value very, very high, not a squad that will make the team just there. Okay, Mr. Smiley said, watching what Nottingham Forest played against West Ham, their own matches will be very, very important, and the crowd behind them. They are a club that also have a lot of supporters backing them up. Mr. Smiley says that the dominated possession and played West Ham even with so many new players. So with time, they blend into a super team. Mr. Smiley said that's Nico Williams with a lot of early deep crosses. I agree with you completely. You obviously really watch the game. Let's go to my super constituency. Before I go there, let me see what's on WhatsApp. Okay, this one is coming from Aouar from Ijebu Sosa. He said, doing what is known for. Good morning. What do you think can be done to checkmate the refereeing activities in the EPL? That's what makes the league beautiful. That's what the league is all about. If you follow the EPL since 1992 to now, it's 30 years I follow the league. I just talking to my kid brother the other day that gradually we can't say we're young men anymore. We're old because we were there when this league started in 1992, and we follow this league. We've written letters to clubs in England. They send us video cassettes. They send us letters and all that. We've been in the thick and thin of this league. English football, I've always had controversial referee. If it is not Aouar Webb, it's Martin Catterberg, it's one person, it's Anthony Taylor, it's Rick. There is always somebody who is controversial about English football. That's what makes that game good. If it is not the fans that are doing crazy things, it is the coaches that are going at each other. If it is not that one, it is the referee that is making it happen. If you don't have Fergie time today, you have Jose Mourinho and his team that is crowding referee, or you have Arsene Wenger and his floppy zip and all that. So drama is the name of the game in the EPL. I don't think they want to stop it. They want to stop it. They know what to do, but they enjoy it. The fact that the English league decide to have a referee on that day to do that. Now think about it very carefully. The first weekend of the league, there was no drama. Guess why? Because there was no other league that was big. This was the weekend where Barcelona was going to play, that Real Madrid was going to play. Do you want those two teams to have the major talking point? No. So they needed their biggest game to have the controversies that they had. Obviously, VAR could have awarded the penalty for the Cucurella hair or wig pulling. That's a brawl. As far as I'm concerned, that's a brawl. But guess what? The English league enjoy this drama. The fact that every radio station right now talking sports are talking about that one, that is what gives them eyeball. That is what gives them attraction. That's what gives them engagement. And it is bigger because that's the reason why the team that goes on relegation in the EPL makes more money than the team that wins the league in the Serie A, the French League, the La Liga, or so. So they know what they're doing. It's part of the league. You as the fans that's getting angry, you are the guy who does not understand the whole business proposition, okay, of the league. You just have to understand that. Once you understand that, you temper your anger, you try to adjust, and you will understand better. But if you don't, it's a business, okay? And this is coming from Shell for me. Say, I agree Chelsea players make some silly mistake, but fine. Anthony Taylor always do that against Chelsea. Ask a question, how come Chelsea have not been able to stamp their foot and write and say, we don't want Anthony Taylor in our games anymore? There's always a reason for it. Listen, apart from football, this is a business, and the business have a craft that they design in such a way. Look at it every season. In the beginning, it was the battle between Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira. It wasn't an accident, or probably in the beginning was Eric Cantona. They went to bring in Eric Cantona and all of his drama. The English league cannot survive without drama. That's just a fact. Whether you like it or not, the reason why we all love the El Clasico was the rivalry between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Back in the day, why we loved the Italian Serie A was that battle between Inter Milan and AC Milan, Juventus and Inter Milan, Juventus and AC Milan, Gabriel Batistuta from Fiorentina, and the rest of. See, rivalry makes football good. The reason why Nigerian football is not good is when MFM is playing, you will hear Rivers United, Kwara United, and the rest say we wish them well on the continent. Are you crazy? Rivalry is what makes we the fans that are getting combustive and explosive. We the fans are the ones that are fused into that rivalry. Some of you that are shouting Chelsea, have you been to Chelsea before? No. It is this combustive energy that they pump into the air that gets us, infused and begin to do like that. Call it Konfuki, call it whatever you want to call it. The truth of the matter is the guys who manage that league have found a way to create an energy-consuming content that we all should buy. And if you don't like it, good. How many minutes have I spent on this show talking about Chelsea? Meanwhile, Barcelona played over the weekend. How many minutes we'll talk about that? Real Madrid played yesterday and won 2-1. The biggest team in the world, the biggest team in Europe. But we're talking about Chelsea and skirmish Tottenham Hotspur. Doesn't that tell you something? That's what the organizers of the league want. They want them to dominate the conversation. That referee was told you have to put controversy. VAR was told don't respond to everything. Make sure that this game ends with so much talking point that we could talk about it for the whole week. That's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want. You have got to quickly understand that and start working yourself up. That's it. Enjoy it. It's a show. Okay? It's like wrestling. Do you know how we grew up thinking that wrestling was really a real fight? Until we start knowing that it's React entertainment. But hey, who cares if it's React entertainment? I grew up on Okonga. I grew up on Shawn Michaels. I grew up on British Bulldog. You're not going to change that. You're not going to take away my childhood from me because it's React entertainment. Who cares? That's just the thing. Right? So that's the same thing with the EPL. It's React entertainment put in a competitive space. Like it or not, it's not boxing. People are not going to kill themselves, but it's drama. Drama is good. What is when you write a movie, what's the thing? Ask any movie script writer. They tell you the one thing you're looking for in a movie is conflict. Avengers is a very good example. For 10 years, Avengers were leading us on. We didn't know that Thanos was going to have all the Infinity Stones. It's just drama. You need conflict. And then when Iron Man died, look at it. Your mind starts telling you that, oh, this is why they picked Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the most powerful person among all the Avengers. How did you not see that from the beginning? It's conflict. It's called conflict. That's what the whole drama is about. So you've got to be able to see that and run with it. If you're not running with it and you're getting angry, my dear, welcome to reality, man. You're missing the point. They're playing on your emotions. Okay? Everybody ride on your emotion. But let me come to YouTube where everybody's gotten talking. Okay. Otumi Rebeleko says, good morning, boss. No, look at the way it is. Very okay. Good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Kennedy Onawa say good morning, chief pilot. Okay. I see answer that name. Mr. Smiley, he said, what you're saying makes so much sense. That help pool was so glaring and they ignored it. Okay. Adebola Oluwaseun for me say good morning, bro. After yesterday performance, Chelsea, what do you think about the team despite the result? I think that Chelsea, I've always said this and I'll continue to say, Chelsea is a good team. You guys are going to watch out for them, but they are not in a place where they can win the title. Chelsea need a striker. I don't think that Raheem Sterling is going to be what he is. The Raheem Sterling you see at Manchester City, it's not going to be the Raheem Sterling at Chelsea because he does see himself as bigger than the club, like not like really, really bigger than the club, not in the Lukaku mode, but he thinks that this is a place where he will play regularly. And once you give players like that, especially English players, that confidence of knowing that you can play regularly, not even just English players, all players, they begin to lose the competitive edge, the sharpness that makes them want to fight for their place. And I think that's a problem that Chelsea will suffer. Most players who get to play regularly, there are just some players that are fine-tuned into that competitive mode. The Zidanes of this world, Ronaldo, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Kevin De Bruyne, who, whether they play regularly or not, they are competing. They are on top of their game. But not everybody knows how to do that. So I think that might just affect Raheem Sterling at the end of the day. Having said that, let's push further. I see Danny Bayano says, please, Edafe, how do you see our team, Arsenal, for this new season? They are good enough to make the top four, but not good enough to win the title. Still not there. But I think that the priority for Mikel Arteta should be winning the Europe because that will put him on the upper echelons. Because if he makes the top four, yes, obviously this team is good enough to make the top four. There's no denying that. But the truth is, he should work very, very hard to make it the Europa Cup finals and win it, because he win that is trophy to his name, trophy on the back. You can't take all of those UEFA Cup that Unai Emery have won with Sevilla, with whatever team, Villarreal, all the teams that he's coached, because that is his trophy. So you've got to be able to do that. Also, Rafa Benitez, you've got to be able to do that. And creating a winning atmosphere or environment is a very, very good one for football, because it creates the bomb, it creates the push, it creates the activities and everything that you need in your football space. Having said that, let's push further down to see what what's the next person now that I missed? Okay, Alamu Samson, they say good morning to you. Good morning as well. Hello, got anybody watching from Ibadan. How's Ibadan today, my guy? Okay, as a say good morning. And when I say Chelsea fans crying over spilled milk, go watch the Liverpool game against Fulham and watch how Henderson was stamped on before the first goal. Yet, Klopp said team was not good enough on the day. Yeah, and then he went for that to say, boss, it be like the show go be 2 hours to do because this Chelsea fans not going to let us rest. No, it's not going to be 2 hours. It's going to stay for 1 hour. I have other things to do. I have places to go. I have got my kids to play with, and it's going to stay on 1 hour. I've got the ability to run this one on 1 hour. And then the Patrick said, boss, okay, he said that before. Marvin Barry, where have you been? He said, good morning, my brother. Good morning to you. It's Patrick one for that. I said the English league enjoy the spotlight. That is why they always talk about United and Ronaldo. Adewale Saka, are you related to Bukayo Saka? He said, good morning, boss. Nice analysis. I knew there was more to the English Premier League. Happy for the girls. They really played their hearts out. The energy in the team won my heart. Yes, I agree with you as well. As Patrick said, I think Sterling was amazing, but he needs another good forward player. Sterling surprised me. I don't think it surprised me. Sterling have risen up to this place at Man City. He came in here to add value to the team. I'm not saying it's not good, but I'm demanding more. I'm the kind of guy that demands more from you. You've been taught by Pep Guardiola. You've been trained, coached, managed by Pep Guardiola over a long period of time. You went in when you were 17 or so, and you've matured now. You should be able to do that. I love the back heel, the drop back heel that he did for Kai Havertz. I'm not going to put everything and say everything he did was bad. But there were too many times in that game in pocket of spaces. And don't forget that football games are won in margins, okay? In those tiny margins, if you don't get it right, those are the times that the momentum of the game will turn from your favor and become something that will turn against you. Let me give you a very good example. Look at the Arsenal game. Arsenal were leading 2-1. Leicester City score. We're leading 2-0. Leicester City score. It was 2-1. 1 minute and 51 seconds later, Arsenal scored the third goal by Xhaka. Now, guess what? If Arsenal had gone 10-15 minutes without scoring that third goal, Leicester City would have come into that game, and it would have been very, very dangerous, but very, very difficult for Arsenal to push on from there because it would have been 2-2. All of the effort, all of the air in the balloon would have been deflated. But guess what? They made it 3-1. And then when Leicester again scored to make it 3-2, 1 minute and 49 seconds after, Arsenal scored Gabriel Martinelli. So it tells you that you have to build momentum and take those margins, those matter of margins, those moments that comes in between, those pocket of moments that come in between. You should take them. That's exactly how you win matches. Unfortunately, Chelsea had those moments, but the decision making were poor, the choices were poor, and all of those things affected the team. That's as a coach, that's the thing I want to fix because dominated my team. My players were showboating, Afro Cousin, Chukwumakbaru, all of these guys were showboating against one team called Anire Bombers. I can't forget, we lost 4-0. This is a team that we should beat 20-0 in the space of 90 minutes. But we were showboating. We felt like if we left this game to the 85th minute, we would still score 10 goals. But unfortunately, football doesn't happen like that. And you've got to learn from it. As a coach, you're not going to stay on what the referee do. You might say that to the public, but when you go to the dressing room, when you go and watch all of the all or nothing, where coaches don't dwell on what referees did. They will tell you. Ateta was telling the Arsenal player, he said, forget what you want to make, excuses you want to make. On this game, you're not ready. Pep Guardiola did the same thing to his player. You've got to be ready to take your chances because that's what football is all about. Unless I can understand you guys are fans. So your emotions grew from a different taproot. The way I see football as a football player, as a coach, as a club administrator, and as a club owner is different from how you see football. So we're going to argue and disagree. But in disagreeing, I'm not to try to, I'm not lecturing anybody, but I'm going to try to pass my message across in such a way that you would have an understanding that in certain areas, what you're getting angry about, these are the reason why this is happening. Like the Premier League and their referees, look at it, it's deliberate. Most of these English referees go to officiate Champions League and they don't build this type of controversy. Doesn't it tell you that you could take Anthony Taylor to go officiate the Champions League match and everything will be fine? The VAR will work well, everything will go well. It's not the same person that is officiating these games. That's the reason why. Our web was crazy in the Premier League, but it was officiating World Cup finals, was officiating Champions League finals, and it was the next best thing to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So there's a reason why that is. So you've got to look at football from that dimension and say to yourself, I was once blind, but now I see. That's why when I hear people like, we lose and I know shop, are you crazy? Look at that game yesterday. Why the two coaches were going at each other, Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane, we're talking, we're laughing. My question to you is, think about it from that angle. Those were the real actors on the field. Those were the real guys that were going at each other. If they could be laughing, who the hell are you? What's your investment? What's your stake? Calm down, okay? That's my own advice for you. Don't go stab yourself, don't go fight people, don't go make enemies with people. Just like football is like in politics. You make enemies with, you are obedient, you are a bat, you are this one, you are articulated. You make enemies. They would attend each other's children's wedding. They would visit each other in the hospital. They would laugh. They would sign check. They would do business. We all thought that Buhari would kill Goodluck Jonathan when he finished. Goodluck Jonathan visited Buhari more than any other past president in this almost 8 years that he's been in the office. They laugh, they snap picture, they eat together, they rejoice. There was a story that Buhari was even trying to give Goodluck Jonathan consensus to become the next presidential candidate this election. So I'm just telling you, that's what you take into football. Live life like that, it will make you very, very happy. You enjoy football from a fun perspective. The only part that hurts is when you put your betting ticket and you lose. That hurts, okay? Because your expectation versus your reality, it hurts. I agree. But don't take football like, we Chelsea fan. Who know you? We Chelsea fan. My club. You can talk about it. That club. Okay, let's come back. Adewale Saka says, good morning, boss. Nice analysis. Okay, so that already. Eze Patrick say, I think Stanley was okay. I finished that one. So let me go to Instagram. There were a few messages that I've not read on Instagram, and I think I need to take them. Okay. And start with my very good friend, Fahmi Fortini say, according to the VAR rule, if the hair pull was not a red card, then it cannot be used to cancel the goal cause it happened before the corner was kicked and not when the ball was in. No, let me interpret it. Let me translate that one to you. That head pull was meant to be a foul that will make sure that the corner kick that subsequently was played become a void. So your interpretation of that rule is your perspective anyway. But there was a foul before. There was a first corner kick. Try and understand. There was a first corner kick. So the referee needs to call it a foul. My question to you, if Cucurella was the one defending, right? And Cucurella was the defender, and he was the one that pulled the hair of a sports player, would the penalty not be awarded in that 18-yard box? It would. So why would Cucurella not get a foul for the game to continue? Okay, another question. If that was the center of the field issue of the ball, and the sports player went and put Cucurella's head in the center of the field, you would tell me that the referee would pretend like he didn't see it. Anthony Taylor was in front of this thing. Let's leave VAR out of it. We're officiating games before VAR showed up. So let's not put responsibility on it. I don't like to blame VAR. Anthony Taylor was there. Blow your whistle, far, move the game on. They don't need to call VAR on that conversation. The corner kick would not be played. There will be no equalizer. But I'm saying that the English league, they love the talking points. This thing is all planned. Kevin Duffy said, good morning, boss. The hair pull was a foul and a yellow card at best. Okay, I'm even saying this red card. But the corner kick would have still taken place. So I don't see what the griefs is all about. Chelsea didn't defend well, period. Now we're having a different conversation. And the reason he said, I was watching Fabio Vieira clip yesterday. The guy is so skillful and is super creative with his killer passes. I hope he brings them to Arsenal. And that's how a certain Nicolas Pepe was scoring 22 goals with the clips that people were showing me. Until you put it on the plate and perform, I'm always going to be very, very careful on how I judge you. But one player that Arsenal, Edu, and Arteta will rejoice at signing is that Marquinhos boy. I think that boy is a kid of the block. I'm not going to say he's a Neymar mode, he's a this one. He's Marquinhos, and I'm going to judge him based on Marquinhos. And I think that I love the heart of a certain Gabriel Martinelli that a lot of people are not talking enough about. The way he pressed, the way he fight, the way he pushed. He made it almost impossible. I mean, Wesley Fofana is a top quality player. I'm not going to come here. I don't like the price on it, but I'm not going to come here and rubbish a young man because of the price that two clubs are negotiating. He didn't put the price on his head. He's a top quality player. If that Wesley Fofana was allowed to play, Arsenal would not have a field day. Because Wesley Fofana, first he got a yellow card at 15 minutes, that means that he couldn't even go forward that much. Because Wesley Fofana had to stay back, that's the reason why the goals were not more than 4, and plus a whole lot of goals that Gabriel Jesus missed. But for Martinelli, a young kid, to do that to him and keep him at bay and make sure he doesn't go up, because it was supposed to be the counterfoil that helped to supply passes to Jamie Vardy, but unfortunately he couldn't go forward. That, for me, is a good one. So when we start having because Bukayo Saka right now is not playing. He's not. Saka is a liability to the team right now. He's not playing. I don't know if he's getting into his head the kind of performance he put up last season or the fact that they are negotiating on a contract extension and it's affecting him. I don't know what it is, but he's not playing right now. If you get that Marquinhos on the right side, I know everybody's saying he's young, but I don't care. For me, when I judge football, I judge quality. If you can play, you can play. I don't care what your age is. It's a boy. It's late now, but he used to be. His name was Solomon Obo. The boy was playing under 14 when we started playing him in the senior team, and he was playing better passes. When Fabregas played for Arsenal, he was 16, and he was playing way better than some of the senior players. If you're good, you're good. That's how I say football. Nobody's going to come use a sledgehammer to kick you. Yes, football is contact game, but if you're good, you're good. Finally, I understand what you are saying, but the rule is the rule. VAR have nothing to do with that place. Don't drag VAR into that conversation. Anthony Taylor saw the pulling. He should. There is a assistant referee who have a flag to raise. They saw it. That's my point. Before you, VAR is secondary. I'm discussing the primary. So let's leave VAR out of the conversation. The English Premier League people know what they're doing. That's my own. Well, we don't have to agree on this anyway. We're at the end of the show. Let me take this from Amalu from Ososa. He says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate NFF regime led by Ahmad Pinnick on all sectors under him, from the under-17 to the Super Eagles, Falconet to the Falcons, despite issues surrounding allowances? My problem is you're giving me a scale to rate without having an understanding of what the problem is. Ahmad's regime was programmed to fail. So it's like a Nigerian. I hardly look at a Nigerian youth who is a failure or a Nigerian youth who is a 419 or who does anything, and I judge them equally with their foreign counterparts. You know why? The Nigerian youth is programmed to fail. The same way Ahmad is programmed to fail. Government did not do this old sports system. I've told you guys for as many times as the entire budget for the National Ministry for Youth and Sports, 98%, do the maths now, guy. 98% goes to NYSC. Only 2% is shared among all sports. Look at any other sports in Nigeria in this period that have done well. None. Athletics that is doing well is because of people that are trained abroad. One Super Eagles game costs 350 million naira. One national team game, not even the Super Eagles, one national team game. So put all that in your equilibrium and you do the math yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. The NFF should even have been dead since. The fact that they are surviving, there must be a reason why. So I'm not going to do that judgment. I'm not going to do, because Nigeria is not ready. What we're doing in sports right now is wishy-washy. Okay? You can't set people to fail. You born a child. From the day you born the child till maybe they get to 30 or 40 years, you say, it's not go better for you. You go suffer. Your life not go good. And the child begins to suffer. You say, look at your mates are doing well, you're not doing well. No, that's what you program on the child. That's how you program the child. Can't break away from it. So I'm not gonna do that scale of 1 to 10 kind of stuff. But before I go, let me just round up with a few transfer rumors, okay? Because clubs are still expected to sign. For me, the question that I asked about your Tielemans, I don't think Arsenal needs to sign your Tielemans. Arsenal needs a solid defensive midfielder. Your Tielemans is not one. Arsenal needs a wide man. Your Tielemans is also not one. Your Tielemans can be gotten for free at the end of the season. And even if Arsenal doesn't get it for free, Arsenal have enough in the midfield. You've got Emilio Smith, you've got Fabio Vieira, you've got Odegaard, you've got Saka, you've also got Hernani, who should come in and fill that void that we want to bring in your Tielemans for. And then you've got, what's it called? The party man, Thomas Partey. So I don't think Arsenal needs him. Rather, invest that money on the wide man on the Saka side, because Saka right now is having a field day knowing that there's no competition. Yaya Sanogo, that guy can go and snore like a generator engine. I'm not the one that said it. It's the guy, Zaha, that said it, so you should know. Well, let's go to this one. Gabon striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, 33, wants to fight for his place at Barcelona, who have turned down a bid of 12 million pounds from Chelsea. Barcelona wants a fee of around 23 million pounds for Aubameyang, who joined them on a free transfer in February. Okay? Let's see how that goes. Chelsea have heard further talks regarding a move for Aubameyang. Let's see how that goes at the end of the season anyway. Barcelona manager Xavi has asked the club to resign Argentine forward Lionel Messi, 35, from Paris St-Germain. I don't know why anyway. Manchester United have joined a list of Premier League clubs, including Arsenal and West Ham, interested in signing Ecuador defensive midfielder Moises Caicedo 20 from Brighton. I think that's a good player. He had a very good game against Manchester United. But Manchester United have a knack of signing players who have a very good game against them, and then they come in and not play well. Manchester United offer Cristiano Ronaldo to AC Milan, God forbid, and Inter Milan, but both Serie A clubs turned down the chance to sign the 37-year-old Portugal forward. And then on one front, Man United will be saying they don't want to sell him. You'll be offering him to people behind the scene, and in public you'll be saying you don't want to sell him. Yeah, you're not the one costing your own market. Manchester United have denied speculation that Ronaldo's contract will be terminated. No, they'll collect money for him. They don't put him on the bench. Nottingham Forest are close to a deal for Lyon 24-year-old French midfielder Aouar, who has been linked with Arsenal over the last 4 seasons. Nottingham Forest have submitted a £70 million bid for Eintracht Frankfurt 25-year-old Switzerland midfielder Gibrissot. Okay, they want to have an entire 20-man or 25-man squad of new players. That's good anyway. Okay, Leicester City are willing to let Arsenal target and Belgium midfielder Yuri Tielemans 25 leave on a free next summer. Okay, that's good for us too. Everton are keen on Albania forward Amanda Broja. Why would Chelsea let him go? But Chelsea are reluctant to sell the 20-year-old. I think he's a good player. I think he should be given a chance to stay in the team. Everton have made an offer for Rennes 26-year-old Guinea striker Saho Guriasi, sorry, and did not come to agreement yet. Southampton and Scotland striker Che Adams 26 is high on Everton's list of potential signing as they search for a new centre forward. I've been wondering what is Everton doing with the Richarlison money anyway. Everton valued England under 21 winger Anthony Gordon at £50 million after rejecting a £40 million bid from Chelsea. Well, for once, I don't think this player is overpriced. His work rate, his work ethics, his control of the ball, his positional discipline, his run of the ball are very, very good. £50 million on the bad one, but Chelsea are not good with young players, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. Blackburn had the chase to sign Netherlands centre-back Sepp van der Beek, 20 on loan from Liverpool, and proposed deal includes a penalty clause if the defender does not play enough games for the championship side. Okay, see power. West Ham have submitted an £8.5 million bid for Spezia and Poland defender Jacob Kiwior. Okay, Kiwior. Okay, they want to kill us now, but AC Milan also won the 22-year-old. Let's see where he will go. AC Milan is a better option to play Champions League. Nice have acquired about Chelsea's 28-year-old Brazil left back Emerson Palmaris. Let him go because they're not playing. Okay, Brighton are in talks to sign Villarreal's 24-year-old Ecuadorian left back Pervis Estupinian. Okay, it's a good player, above average. Everton could sign Villarreal Senegal midfielder Nicholas Jackson, 21, by activating his £27 million release clause. Let's see how that goes. And finally, Bournemouth are interested in signing Ghana centre-back Abdul Mumin, 24, from Grimaris. Let's see how that goes. Well, we end the season by saying, I don't care if coaches are punching each other. I don't care if coaches are shouting. I think that giving those two coaches the red card was way over the top. I don't think it's a good one. Oluyams, I'm going to take your message. You say, good morning, Uncle E. What's your take on Mbappe tantrum in their match on Saturday? Unfortunately, I've dealt with that completely. I'm giving you my position on that. You came late. I can't go back on that again. The show is over by 6 minutes. Let's do this again tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're going to have a streaming so you can listen online. Well, if my producer doesn't come because he's going to see the doctors today, I don't know what to decide for him. But if he doesn't come, we're going to have the streaming. But if he comes here, we're not going to have that. We'll be recording, so we'll not be here. But you can listen on www.elegotetv.com/radio. Or probably if you have an Android phone, download the Elegotet TV radio app. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Be the very best of who you're supposed to be. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. If you can't be part of the solution, support those who are being part of the solution and be part of the good story of the universe. My name is Eda Fematu. You love to come in the Elegotet on the Sports. It's been a wonderful time on the Sports Buffet on Elegotet TV Radio. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help us to grow so that our growth also help other people to grow. Because they say, now, carry me, make I carry you. Now I make rice football to. So the matter to be, my people, I don't work out.
Hi, my name is Ebio Gomez, Papa from player and I live in China for another FC. Keep listening to Elegated TV, guys.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Comment et ce soir,